All right, we should warn you, please send your kids out of the room for this next story. It's really one that you need to hear. It's called the Cinnamon Challenge and the Condom Challenge. Oh, and also vodka eyeballing. They're pretty much stupid, dangerous tricks that are all the rage on YouTube, and your kids may be watching or doing them right now. Well, that girl that you saw doing the Cinnamon Challenge right at the end there, that's Deja Reed, one of dozens of teens poisoned by the stunt since the beginning of last year. Her dad, Fred, joining me now via Skype. You know, Fred, I appreciate you joining us. Did you have any idea that Deja was doing these kinds of things?
I didn't know that she was doing the Cinnamon Challenge, but I did hear about the Cinnamon Challenge. And as that, it was my failure to really ask her, are you doing these things? These things can be prevented by parents to ask your kids, you know, what they're doing. As adults, you know, parents, we just don't know sometimes the risk. And, you know, as parents, we get busy in our 9-to-5, you know, type schedules of taking the time out to really, you know, look into these things and research what your kids is doing.
Well, we spoke to your daughter earlier today. I know you know that. You allowed her to talk to us, and we appreciate that. And here's why she says she's now speaking out.
I found it on Facebook, and I found it on YouTube. Like, everywhere you go is all over the internet. I thought that it would be cool to try since everyone else tried. You know, I didn't think that it would hurt you or anything. Well, my dad, he was pretty shocked. He didn't know the side effects or anything. I mean, it was pretty scary for all of us. Parents, you know, like, talk to their kids, you know, just to tell them, you know, whatever you do, be careful. Don't do what everyone else is doing because you don't know what could happen to you.
Which is exactly what happened to Deja. You know, she's getting that message out on her website. That website, by the way, nocinnamonchallenge.com. So, Fred, now she's being an advocate. She's educating people. Are you proud that she's taking a stand? How do you feel about this now?
You know, I couldn't be prouder. And even her school has been supportive, giving her extra credit because of the amount of time that it takes to really reach out to communities, teens, and parents to do such. You know, from doing something, you know, negative and turning it into something positive in hope that, you know, that she may save a life is what drives her to do it. I couldn't be any prouder of my daughter.
Fred, sure appreciate you Skyping with me. And I know Deja had to go to school, which is why we talked early. I appreciate you both for being so authentic and candid.
I would like to say one thing. One of your past persons on the show had made a comment about schools as it is not their responsibility. I would also like to take this opportunity to really reach out to different schools to really put out notices about this, because that's what's happened to Deja. They put out a notice and warned all the parents. If more schools would take initiative, I mean, it all starts at home, but we also need the support of schools as well.
Point well made. We support that.
I agree.
Thanks, Fred.
Yeah, isn't it something how powerful schools could be if they would really take stuff like
just
this and do something good with it, as opposed to... Okay, so we just wanted to show you real quickly how fast cinnamon can gum up in your respiratory system. So, okay, here's some cinnamon. We're going to pour some of this in here. Let me see if I can get you all over this. And then if we do this for a couple of seconds here, it's going to start really getting thick. And if I kept doing it, this is what it looks like, which is really gross. But this is what it does to your lung. I mean, look at this. So
can you even swallow that?
No.
There's no way.
No. You know, registered nurse and health coach Amy Rankin with us right now. So, Amy, I mean, I would think if this gets into your lungs, this, like, I mean, it's liquid, but it's solidifying.
And that's what's happening. Lungs are collapsing.
That's what's happening. That's why lungs are collapsing.
That is exactly right. Not only is it collapsing, but the potential for scarring, inflammation, asthma attacks. There is a lot of potentials of serious illnesses that people are not aware of. These kids are not aware of.
Just from cinnamon, people. From cinnamon. You think it's funny, but...
it's not funny. And I've even seen adults doing this on YouTube. In YouTube, you know, while we're, you know, upset about these videos being on YouTube, this is a window in for parents. This is a way, parents, go on YouTube now and see what your kids are doing.
All right, we've been talking about the Cinnamon Challenge. And for full disclosure, I was talking about this morning, and our own Carlos Diaz, who does sports here at HLN, okay, said, you know what, Kira? I actually did that. It's not really funny. Let me show you why, and then I'm going to explain how painful he says it was and why he won't do it again.
It is so far up my nose right now. I have cinnamon right up in here.
All right, now if you look at this, if you show that video again, you can see, I mean, there's a point in that where I kind of pass out. I mean,
let's make it clear that you did this as a celebrity challenge, something fun, before you knew it was dangerous.
Right. This
you
is something we just heard about it. This is like, I think this is like 5 years ago, as you can tell by that cheesy shirt. But, you know, you have a situation where I didn't know what to expect, and it was myself, and you saw Kim Kardashian was right there. She did it as well, but she, like, took it in slow kind of a thing. But I can tell you this. I have jumped out of airplanes. I have been in the ring with MMA fighters. I've done all these crazy stunts. I'll do all those again. I will never do the cinnamon test because it closes down your entire system. I mean, right when you do it, it doesn't look that bad. That's the thing. When you see it online, you're like, oh, it's no big deal.
Did you panic?
Yeah, I panicked. I really, if you see that piece, if you see that video, I start to grasp for Kim Kardashian, for anybody.
Breathe.
I couldn't breathe. I went over to the sink and passed out a little bit and threw up a little bit, and I mean it was bad for 2 days. I had cinnamon all up in my system.
How long?
But I mean, I was mentally checked out for at least 6 hours after that. I don't remember the rest of the piece. Wow. Like when I'm saying it's up in here, I don't remember saying
it. And as a parent, how do you treat it? They want me to.
Well, one of the most important things is that you must call 911 if you're having difficulty breathing, any shortness of breath. That's important that you get immediate help.
All right, we just talked about the cinnamon challenge. It's not the only dangerous dare your kids are posting online, though. We want to get through these others as well. Amy, condom snorting. I can't even believe.
I couldn't even watch that video.
How dangerous can it be?
It could be very dangerous. You can actually aspirate on a condom. So what they're doing is they're actually inhaling the condom through their nose, and it is coming out of their oral cavity. They're coughing, and it's coming right out. And
so it could get caught, and they could, what, choke? I mean, it's like kids aren't supposed to have balloons.
Correct.
Right?
And they can aspirate on that. If they're by themselves, it could be lethal. It could be definitely lethal.
What about this drinking? The kids aren't drinking shots. They're pouring vodka in their eyes. What's it called? It's
vodka
yes,
shot
vodka
eyeballing. It's called eyeballing.
Yes. What they're trying to do is they feel like they're going to get high quicker on the alcohol, and that is not true. It's causing scarring, redness, decrease in vision. It is a horrible thing and very dangerous.
Yeah, in fact, we talked to an ophthalmologist who says pouring alcohol on your eyes like that can damage, you know, your cornea, and it gives you blurry vision. So, Alan, we've asked Alan, the director, to show us what that might look like. There you go. Yes. And, you know, a lot of us who have contacts or, you know, glasses, we know that that's what it looks like. But think about if that's you. I don't even know if that's treatable if you have done this to your eye and if it lasts.
It can be very dangerous to your eye and permanent. So that's what's dangerous about it.
But it does not make you drunk by putting it in your eye.
Not at all.
Which is, again, what the intent was, if I understood it correctly.
You know, if we asked Dr. Sharp, he had to go, but took some notes here, and we put together some full screens about how you talk to your kids about these dangerous trends. And here's some advice that he had for you parents out there if you're kind of freaking out about this. He says, first and foremost, you know, you are your kid's lifeguard. That's a great way to put it, right? So you just got to speak up. He also said, don't wait too long. Younger is better to talk to your kids. And number 3, Dr. Tiff, maybe I can even get you to weigh in on this. I'm going to bring you back in here. I know we're just going to add you to the group here because you're the psychotherapist. Don't underestimate what your kids see, share, or know. I mean, some kid may be going online checking out Cinnamon Challenge. They see the handsome Carlos Diaz here, who was on Extra. And now he's a sportscaster. Seriously. Exactly. And they don't know what Carlos knows, which was like, oh my God.
Never do it.
Right.
Yeah, the key is always being proactive versus reactive. And I say that so many times. If it's okay that you don't know, we as parents aren't going to know as much about sometimes sex, drugs, alcohol, all the pressures that our teens are facing. But go online, do the research, do what your kids do. That's how they find out about it. Right. Go on YouTube, go on Facebook, go on Twitter. Do the research, do what they're doing, and you'll be one step ahead of the game.
Now, remember Jerky Boys? I mean, it was funny to make prank calls.
I have no
idea. And then it's like, then came Nitro Circus, and then comes, you know, the Cinnamon Challenge. It's like people keep taking these a step further.
And it's so dangerous, and they don't know the repercussions until after the fact. And so I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that we're talking about it, because otherwise parents wouldn't know, and obviously the kids aren't knowing until they have these respiratory issues, or even they pass out.
And Carlos, you gave us a great explanation of what it felt like for 2 days.
I mean, it was like you have like cement that's coming out of you.
He
you
did
know,
the
for like
cinnamon challenge, by the way, if you're just tuning in.
Not the condom challenge.
Not the condom snorting.
But yeah, I mean, and I did it, you know, like I said, and it was all under my own accord.
It's supposed to be fun.
This was be fun, you know. I was the wacky, crazy guy to do all these crazy things. But that's the thing, you know. Until you do it, it not only knocks you out for at least 30 seconds. There's no upside to it whatsoever, because you are out of it, and like I said, it burns like you have no idea, and then you're just constantly for 2 days. It's just coming up.
And he said it felt like somebody stuck their fist down his throat
and then open their hand.
Open the hand.
Find a hobby.
All of us raising America.